Hello, I'm Rachel Hartog. Department of Child Services Director James Payne resigned from his post today. DCFS Chief of Staff John Ryan is stepping in as director of the department effective immediately. Payne's resignation comes after allegations that he interfered with a child neglect investigation involving his own grandchildren. Governor Daniels, who accepted Payne's resignation, issued a statement praising Payne's service as head of DCS. He says thousands of Hoosier children are better off because of Payne's leadership. A sushi restaurant in downtown Bloomington caught fire this morning. By 8 a.m., fire crews were able to extinguish the flames at Japanee, located near 7th on Walnut, but the building was heavily damaged. Fire Chief Roger Kerr says no one was in the restaurant at the time, and no injuries have been reported. Fire Inspector Scott Smith says the fire is still under investigation. He says his team is working with the owner's insurance company to identify the cause of the fire. A new task force was created today that is aimed at curbing prescription drug abuse. Indiana's Prescription Drug Abuse Task Force will compile recommendations for the legislature to act on next session. Committees within the task force will focus on education, treatment and recovery, and prescription drug monitoring, disposal, and enforcement. And for months, agriculture experts have said the summer drought would affect farmers' bottom lines. It may also cause some growers to rethink next year. As farmers have harvested their crops, they've learned just how bad the drought was. Agronomist Bob Nielsen says the lack of rain sapped roughly 38% of the normal yield per acre of corn. Nielsen says that the soybean yields are doing better than corn because of the late summer rain. But Tanya Hall, co-owner of Hall Farm in Paoli, says she uses some of that to feed her swine, and they're not eating well either because almost 90% of her crops were decimated by the drought. Hall says farmers are now double-checking what their insurance covers and are looking at hybrid and drought-resistant crops for next year. And here's a look at the weather. Tonight, partly cloudy with a 30% chance of thunderstorms, lows in the lower 50s. Tomorrow, cloudy with a 70% chance of thunderstorms and highs in the mid-70s. And tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of rain. For WTIU News, I'm Rachel Hartog.